Emmanuel Pongia, the CEO to EPG Rabbit Farms. I started with 4 rabbits. I love rearing, and when I got in contact with a few farms around who keep rabbits, local rabbits, I decided to look into it on the internet, and I got 4 rabbits. That's ratio 1 to 3. 1 buck being the male, and then 3 does. Rabbits are highly prolific. Their gestation is 31 days, and so having 1 buck that can service up to 10 does, mine serviced the 3 does that I had, and that's how I started expanding. Because the least kindle I got was 6 rabbits, and the maximum I got was 10 from each doe. And since the gestation is just 31 days, it gave me room to expand in a very short while. Presently, with the adults and the kids, I have 60. I started 6 years ago, so I've been selling, and then the ones that have died are there, you know. So, but presently on stock, I have 60 rabbits. The number 1 challenge is feeding. We don't have a particular, on the plateau, a particular bagged feed for rabbits. We only make do with chicken feed for now. That's the number 1 challenge. Secondly is building the hutches. The hutches are usually not on the cheaper side. They're expensive. We have 2 types of hutches, the metal hutches and the wooden hutches. The metal ones are very expensive, while the wooden cages are a little bit affordable. The general challenge that most people who want to go into coniculture is the funding. And the aspect of the funding is in terms of the hutches, because the hutches are quite expensive. But the rabbits are relatively okay for someone to start. A winner, you can get a winner for 1,005, a grower for 2,005, and an adult for 3,500 and above, depending on the cage. So the rabbits are not really the challenge, but the hutches. Then in terms of diseases, rabbits, like I said, are naturally clean animals, which means if your hutches are not well kept, of course they contact diseases. Coccidiosis comes in, diarrhea comes in, and so many other diseases that can just endanger your farm. Like during the rainy season, what we do during the dry season, we get acha hay. That's the dry hay. During the dry season, we get it and then we store it to prepare for the rainy season when you don't see hay, dry hay anywhere again. So we feed them with the dry hay throughout all the season. On the plateau, we have natural vegetables that grow. We have the cabbages, the lettuces, and the wild grasses that rabbits love. So during the rainy season, we get those grasses in bushes and around the compound that the rabbits love, and it usually boosts their growth. And then we have the carrots, the cucumbers and all that, which are relatively cheap on the plateau. So we use that during the rainy season, more of it. Because if you look at rabbit feeding, the most of the fraction of about 60% of what they need to be healthy and to grow is the hay, while the vegetables takes about 10%. The healthy vegetables like purple leaf, bitter leaf, they take about 10% too, you know. So with that, if you're able to combine them then with the concentrate, that takes about 20%, making 100, your rabbits will be very healthy. Rabbit meat is white meat. It's known to be a white meat. It's the one that has the lowest fats, high in protein. In terms of cholesterol, it's also very low compared to the red meat. So in all meats that you can consume, rabbit is the healthiest meat you can eat. Well, like I said, rabbits are the healthiest you can consume in terms of meat. Then in terms of income, if you have a ratio of 2 to 5, that's 2 bucks and 3 does for a start. And if you take an average of, if the least litter you can get is 4 and the maximum is 14 to 15 kits in 31 days. Now, if you have 3 does and you take an average of 5 liters in a kingdom, now that's 15 rabbits in a month. And if you give, some farmers usually space their rabbits because it takes 6 weeks for you to separate the kids from the doe, that's the mother. So in 31 days you have 15 rabbits. In another, after a break of let's say 2 weeks, another 31 days you have another set of 15. That's like 30 in 3 months. And if you're selling at grower stage, which are 2 to 5, that's quite some income. The value chain to consume rabbits is still very, very low. Some people don't believe you can eat rabbit meat. Some feel they're pets. But those who are beginning to get the understanding that this meat is actually healthy and is the tastiest white meat you can eat are already coming to find out where can we get this meat. Because you can't go to the market and say you want a kilo of rabbit. You can't get that. You can only look for where rabbits are being kept and then you buy. Now presently we have, most of the breeders that we have here are on the breeding stage, where they just have those adults that are breeders but don't have much for the meat, which makes it very scarce in the market. And so if you say you want to get a particular market for rabbit now, as we are talking, it's usually very difficult. So I would say rabbit meat, the rabbit business is a virgin market. It's yet to be tapped. Yes. Charity begins at home. You start with the people around you, your friends, your relatives, and then you go outside, things like lectures, symposiums and all that. Educate people on how to rear rabbits and the health benefits and even the financial benefits of the rabbit business. In that way, people can get to know that the cuniculture is something you can actually keep in not too much space, but you can actually get something reasonable in terms of income, which can also help in economic growth and development. Agricbase is here in my house, in my farm, and I'm glad to have Agricbase here. I've heard the benefits they have to promote my market, to meet other farmers so that my rabbits can be known. So it's good to be on this platform, and I encourage anybody, any farmer, to join Agricbase to tap from the more resources that you could get to build your farm.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.